Ladies and gentlemen, we have some things to. We have some things to talk about. Of course, you see the title. This is my reaction to the Bleacher Report's top 100 NBA players list of all time. This is not a top 100 players list heading into 2026 season. This is a all-time top 100 list. And I think you understand my specific detailing on this. I just, okay. So let me just give a little bit of a recap of while I was looking down the list of players on the list. Let's get to the first domino. Klay Thompson is number 98 on the top 100 players of all time. A guy who was just 2 years ago in the top 75 has all of a sudden fell in himself completely, barely into the top 100. Which makes entirely no sense. I understand the last year of his stint in Golden State. I understand his stint in Dallas. But you have to understand that Klay Thompson is not what he was 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Pre-injury, Klay Thompson hit different. Pre-injury, Klay Thompson was a bad mother. You know what? Alright? You know, despite the fact that he had Curry on his team. Despite the fact that he had KD on his team for 3 years. Like, bro. And the crazy thing is, I'm not even upset about the spot that they put Paul George in at 78. It's the fact that he is that much far above Klay Thompson, bruh. Bro, Klay Thompson is definitely better than Paul George all time. Alright? Not just mentioning the fact that he's got 4 rings to PG's 0. You gotta understand, okay, Paul George has all the individual accolades, which Klay Thompson still has those too. What you have to understand, there was this whole phenomenon with playoff P with Paul George. Then you got Klay Thompson, Game 6 Klay. These two in particular players have a playoff nickname, but one of them is fraudulent. One of them is fraudulent. Absolutely fraudulent, bruh. I have never seen playoff P since probably like 2013, maybe. 2014. Alright? I am sorry. It is absolutely ridiculous. Like, even Indiana Pacers Paul George, like, maybe had a couple good series. Alright? But I'm sorry, bro. Other than the dude never truly shows up come playoff time, bruh. He really doesn't. All right. And we can start calling him Podcast P. All right. Well, they've been calling him Podcast P. The fact that the dude at one point had more podcast episodes than games played, it's hysterical. It is hysterical, bruh. It is hysterical. But nah, that's not even the tip. That's just, the, what is it? That's just the freaking, little bits and pieces of what we need to get into as far as this list. Okay, so I'm looking a little further down the list. They had Jimmy Butler at 83. Personally, I don't look at Jimmy Butler as too big of a top 100 all-time NBA player, but I would put him probably somewhere more closer to where they put Klay Thompson. I would put him probably somewhere in the 90s. All right, probably 96 or something like that. 83 is not anything too crazy, though, of course. There was this player by the name of Bob Lanier. Excuse me, excuse me to all my Bob Lanier fans out there. The dude averaged 20 points a game and 11 rebounds. And he made 8 All-Star teams. But he never won a scoring title. Never made never made an All-NBA team. Never made an All-Defensive team. Only made it past the first round 3 times. I would have maybe not even put him on the list. All right, a player that I had never heard of in the first place. Then I look at his accolades to see, and he's just an 8-time All-Star. All right, never made an All-NBA team, never made an All-Defensive team, never won a scoring title, never won a title, never got past the first round more than 3 times. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, that legitimately got me a little heated in the moment. I'm like, bro, this dude doesn't even deserve to even be on the top 100, period. So we get a little bit more into the list. And, I'm not going to lie. I mean, for the most part, it was, okay. Maybe Joel Embiid being number 66 is a little diabolical, but we'll move past that. Anyways, then, we get, through, and Reggie Miller is 54. Personally, I think he should easily be in the top 50 when you talk about one of the greatest shooters of all time. Ray Allen, speaking of one of the greatest shooters of all time, who should easily be in the top 50. Bro, without Steph Curry, bro, before Steph Curry, bro, Ray Allen was was arguably the greatest shooter of all time. Maybe most people would say Reggie Miller, but Ray Allen, you could make an argument for him. And look, he was ranked higher than Reggie Miller. I just believe that they should both be easily in the top 5. I mean, not top 5. Whoa. Top 50. Like maybe somewhere around top 30-ish. But, either way, bro, they put Steve Nash at 35. And they put Charles Barkley at 25. I'm just looking at that and I'm like, bruh, that just ain't right. That just ain't right, fam. Like, Steve Nash was a 2-time MVP. All right, 2-time MVP. You want to talk about the most polished, all-around point guard of all time. Steve Nash is your guy. All right, you know. And unfortunately, he just never won a championship. But neither is Charles Barkley. And for me personally, I would much rather have Steve Nash. I felt like he was also more efficient. All right, not just in shooting. All right, but just his field goal percentage. Charles Barkley. He had his chances. At the end of the day, he had his chances. I personally I would flip the two, in my opinion. I would put Charles Barkley at 35, and I would put Steve Nash at 25. Like, I'm sorry, Steve Nash is a top 25 player, at least, of all time. I would have maybe moved him ahead a few more spots, but at least put him 25. All right. Had a little issues with that. And then, we moved a little more further. They got Giannis at 24. And look, you can't really fault them for putting Giannis at 24. It's Giannis, man. It's Giannis. It feels a little early to have him this high in an all-time list, top 100. But it's Giannis, man. Like, he deserves it. The dude's got a ring, bro. Like, he's a guy you root for. Like, yeah. So, then we move along a little bit more, by the way, Chris Paul. If this dude just had a ring, fam, he would easily be a top 20, top 15 player all time. It's crazy how much a ring is so impactful to most NBA players, and how we compare them and how we rank them. It's crazy. He's probably the greatest all around, the most complete point guard. His passing, his finishing, his passing, his finishing, his ball handling, getting the ball down the court. All right, his shooting, his mid-range jumper, his defense. The dude has made like 5 or 6 all defensive teams, right? Or 7. But yeah, just incredible. Him being number 30, I have a little ill effects, but I understand he doesn't have a ring. But oh my God, if this dude just had a ring, he would easily be top 20 or top 15. But nonetheless, I get more into the list, right? Pretty innocent, for the most part thus far. Oh boy. If you didn't see at the beginning of this video in the intro, they got Kobe number 11. They got Kobe Bryant, Kobe effing Bryant, number 11. They got him number 11. They got Bill Russell number 5. And, you know, this is the problem with the fact that, you know, like, I can't, like, because this is the problem with certain sports media sites and when they do rankings. Like when PFF leaves Dak Prescott off the top 10 quarterbacks list, but yet Jaden Daniels is apparently a top 10 quarterback after year 1. So, it is what it is. You know, but when you have these sports media sites and when they do these rankings, and you just have to think to yourself and wonder if they were I can't tell if there is if these are unks or if these are YNs that are doing these rankings. Because an unk would not have had Kobe Bryant number 11. Alright? An unk would not have had Kobe Bryant number 11. But a YN would not have had Bill Russell number 5. Like, I'm sorry. I'd be all for it for having Kobe Bryant and Bill Russell swap places. Like, put that MF for Bill Russell at number 11 and put Kobe at number 5. The fact that the description, when you look at the Bleacher Report top 100 list, says it's an ongoing, you know, basketball debate, been an ongoing basketball debate on whether or not Kobe Bryant is a top 10 all-time player. Bro, forget, no. It's a debate on whether or not he is a top 10 player. No. We know he's a top 10 player. We know he is. All right? Forget whether or not he's a top 10 player. This dude is a top 5 player. And you have him number 11, bruh. You have him number 11. You see, for me personally, when I make my like top 5 NBA all-time players list, I have Shaq at 5, I have Steph at 4, I have Kobe at 3, I have MJ at 2, and I have LeBron at 1. The fact of the matter is, Kobe should at least be in that top 5, bruh. He should be at least in that top 5. He should be at least 5. It's utterly ridiculous, bro. I mean, Bill Russell averaged 22.5 rebounds per game in his career. Man, who gives a fluff about that, bro? Kobe Bryant was a complete player, averaging 25 points a game, also averaging double-digit rebounds as well. This dude was a dog. All right? How in the world does an 18-time All-Star, all right, you know, including, I believe, like 11 or 12 All-NBA team selections, all right, has made quite a few all-defensive teams, somehow is number 11, bro. Bro, Kobe Bryant's resume speaks for itself, bro. At the end of the day, bro, you know, the problem is it's all of these, you know, like, it's all of these 12, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, you know, who are, you know, who are, like, legitimately, like, they are certain, you know, they are convinced that Kobe Bryant is not a top 10 player. They are convinced, bro. It is ridiculous. It is utterly ridiculous. All right. To the point to where we got people like Dwayne Wade that believe that Paul Gasol should have won NBA Finals MVP in 2010 and not Kobe. Did you see Kobe in that finals? Did you see Paul Gasol in that game 7? Because people want to talk about how horribly Kobe shot in game 7, but he shot better. He shot was the best, most efficient out of everybody in that game. Did you see Paul Gasol? Paul Gasol shot even worse than Kobe in that game 7. All right, I mean it's ridiculous, bro. At the end of the day, bro, like I just it's utterly ridiculous. And then, they have Curry at 10, which they got him top 10. That's all I care about. They got him top 10. I got him 4, but I personally think he's a top 4 player, but they think he's number 10. And you know what? I can't argue it. I can't fight against that at the end of the day. I was, convinced to myself when I was reading this list thinking, bro, I know when their, Bleacher Report is going to piss me off when Steph Curry gets ranked. I just know they have him like 14 or 15 or something. But no, they had him 10. They at least had him top 10. So I mean, I'm not too mad about it. A little mad, but not too mad. But they got Shaq just outside of the top 5. They actually believe that Bill Russell is better than Shaq. Bro, when you look at their careers, bro, at the end of the day, bro, nobody was more dominant than Shaq was. And his career stats still speak for themselves, and I will take them over Bill Russell's any day. All right? And the fact that they have Bill Russell over Shaq is ridiculous, bro. At the end of the day, moved on, with, and they had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar at number 3, not, they had Magic at 4, Kareem at 3. I'm sorry, I just, and I'm not the only one, bro. Like, I just believe that Kobe Bryant is the greatest Laker of all time. But, it is what it is, but, like, with the accolades and the fact that he has the same amount of rings as Magic, and look, I mean, at the end of the day, like, I understand the whole, like, behind the scenes and off the court stuff that kind of shortened his career and why he didn't maybe have more rings and more all-star appearances and stuff like that. But the fact of the matter is, he's not a better scorer than Kobe. All right? Like, he's just not. He is a bona fide point guard, better passer, because we know Kobe never passed the ball. All right? But Kobe was definitely a better finisher, better defender, just all around, I mean, that dog mentality, that Mamba mentality. More clutch. Like, it's, yeah, man. And then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I mean, like, I I don't know, dog. I mean, like, I look at the list, and it's not a terrible list, but there's a few things in that list that I just totally, without a doubt, do not agree on. And Clay being number 98, well, that is just horrible. Kobe Bryant being number 11 is an abomination. It's an abomination, bro. You know, look, there's been other YouTubers that have talked about this. There's going to be more YouTubers and streamers that are going to go over this list and make their opinions about it. But that's just where I am on all this, bro. Alright, that's where I am on all this. They didn't have LeBron at 1. They have MJ at 2. I mean, just enough said. Of course, like and subscribe. I know it's kind of weird to say, kind of say that type of thing, after everything and coming back, making, coming back, making content again. But, I had to definitely make my explanation. I definitely had to get this video out. And yeah, so with that being said, this has been Bates, the Great Reactor, and that is it.